Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Market Pulse. I am Ajit Mahuli, the founder and mentor at Learn Price Action Trading. Let's take a look at what the indices have been doing and are likely to do this coming week. Uh, Nifty on the monthly index is inching up after making a low of about 16,828. Still, the trend, the short-term trend is on the monthly chart. The trend is up, but we are selling off at higher levels. So let's see how it works out on the smaller time frames from weekly onwards. But if I have to look at the best demand zone, it's still the same. There's no change in that demand area. All right. Let's go to the weekly chart now. This is where everything is getting interesting. We have our main supply at these areas on the weekly chart. And here is where we have this weekly supply zone, drop base drop, again retest, came back, broke all these areas of demand zone and nearly went to the low of that. And the best demand zone for us to be a buyer is at about 16,000 to 16,400. So there are these two level on top of each other. So about 16,300 to 16,000, 15,400. It's a wide demand zone. This is a strong pullback in the last 2 weeks that we saw this week. We did go up today, but again got sold off because there is some supply available here at these areas. And this is a picture of demand zone. So if markets come down approximately, let's say at the distal of this 17,200 based on weekly chart, the minimum immediate target. Remember, we are getting into the earnings season. On the daily chart, as we had marked last week, this is where we have the daily supply which got tested today. Remember, it was a fresh supply zone. So it went up and came down. Now tomorrow, if we start trading below today's low, that is 600, we could move down at least towards, let's say, 430 as the first target, and probably 200, 250 as the next. And in case, let's say, we base here and start moving up, that's going to be the next area where you will find a lot of sellers getting active at around 17,880. So multiple areas here. It's not going to be easy for the index to move up into these areas. So even though it moves up, it could be a very, very compressive kind of move up, dipping into everyday's candle, testing all smaller time frame demand zones, which also paves way for a bigger fall. On the daily time frame, again, the demand zone still stands at about 16,000. This is the best area that we can look at buying from, let's say, a swing perspective. This also is an area which can be used as a target for our shorts. So if the markets turn from here, that's the first area where you'll have to look at how price is behaving. And if it is turning here, you need to maybe get out and then take a look at fresh shorts at these areas. But if this breaks, then we could potentially go down again to 70,000 based on the daily chart. On smaller time frames, that's a fresh area of supply that we got tested today, and prices have nicely started coming down. We need a breach of this area. So if the market continues to fall, it'll probably come to about 521. That's where we'll have to watch out for how it works. But if you see this demand zone, we won't have that much strength against this fresh supply zone from where we had a very nice fall. So if we breach this demand zone, that's next area where Nifty will be headed towards about 300. And on smaller time frames, close to about 17,000. So interesting place for Nifty. If it moves up, we have multiple supplies, but let's say we move beyond 18,000, then it could be a very interesting scenario. So this is the main supply that we have on the 75-minute chart. That's the main supply here. That will probably hold Nifty and push it back. But again, right now they have many fresh supplies. We also have another fresh supply here. All these are not going to make it easy for Nifty to move up. So as the confirmation, we'll have to wait for prices to go below this. Then we can have new short targets opened up 17,300 and 17,100. Okay, so a cautious view. Longs, if you're in longs, you need to trail it probably to yesterday's low or this demand zone. And if you are short at these areas, once we break this, you can start drilling and probably to book out around 17,300 on the Nifty index. A quick look at India VIX. Now, India VIX, these are the zones that are still holding up. And if you take a look at it, we are not breaching this. This week, we started with a bullish up move. This, and if we hold this and start moving beyond 13 again, so there we could see a lot of pressure coming on the indices once we start moving beyond 15. So this is also quite nicely poised. If we see a move beyond 13.5, we could see some pressure on the indices. A quick look at Bank Nifty. Let me just remove everything here on Bank Nifty. So on the monthly chart again, that's the best demand zone, as I've been mentioning, about 33,000. It's the monthly demand zone. We do have a picture of supply here, but it's not a great supply considering that we still are probably making a move upwards. But there could be smaller time frame supplies which will hold the key for the up move in case of Bank Nifty. Coming to the weekly chart, what we see here is that's the best demand zone, which is holding up right now. We were just shy of that demand zone. So I still feel Bank Nifty will make a move towards 38,200 areas, if not this. That's the best area for swing or positional longs in some of good banking stocks. We have level on top of each other. Those are the final targets. But on the weekly chart, again, we have some new supplies where we are currently stuck. So that's the weekly supply zone where we went and we are retreating. As we go on the daily, if you see, we got rejections on Thursday, and today we had a bearish close. Price could not sustain at higher levels because of all the supply areas here. And if you see Bank Nifty, once it goes below, let's say 40,500, it could easily slip towards 40,200 to 40,000. The next demand zone that is there is still going to be at around 39,800, where you can look at some confirmation longs on the Bank Nifty. And great areas of supply are all at so this is the main supply. If at all price starts moving up and all the global market starts moving up, that's 43,000 where you will see Bank Nifty finding it difficult to move beyond these areas. But right now, the trend is still down. There is a pullback to that supply zone. And if you see it on the smaller time frame, what do we have? Smaller time frames, these are the main supply areas still, which are in control. And we just went to that gap area maybe 15 minutes. So that's where we are heading down from on the 15-minute time frame. And Bank Nifty, if you take a look at the earlier 75-minute chart, it actually has no great demand zone. So and this was a demand zone which held for some time and broke, went to that area of supply. So this we have breached. So if we start trading below this, I don't see it stopping here. Maybe the next best target would be this gap opening at about 4,200, and beyond that it will be about 39,900. So Bank Nifty, keep an eye. You can get good short trades coming in. There is no demand zone still available. Any move beyond 41,100 could be a good short-term income short area. So that's the area that I'm talking about. So, and maybe this is that area where it can possibly come down. So that's the range that we are looking at. This is already done. So a slight bearish outlook towards Bank Nifty. If we have a gap down tomorrow and we start moving down, it would be the confirmation that if you are holding shorts from these areas, you can hold it up to 40,000 to 39,800. Beyond this, again, there is no point going long. Only above 42,000 is where we can get a good long position up to for about 600 points. Once we come here, confirmation longs again for Bank Nifty for maybe a target of 41,000. 500. So short-term trend looks weak. Nifty is still holding it because of the other sectors, but Bank Nifty looks a tad weak. Keep an eye on confirmation and get into some short-term income shorts.